Y'all, stop what you're doing and listen up, because the streets of the industry are on fire. What started as a lyrical war between Kendrick Lamar and Drake has just taken a sudden left turn into legal chaos. And now hold on to your wigs, because the tea is scalding UMG. Yes, Universal Music Group itself is being dragged straight into the mess. Sources close to the situation are whispering that this isn't just rap beef anymore. This is a full-on industry war. And the lawsuit that just hit the courts could expose secrets the labels never wanted the public to see. We're talking contracts allegedly written in blood, hush money, blackballed artists, and powerful execs moving like puppeteers behind closed doors. And get this word is, a mystery figure from Drake's own camp might have flipped and leaked some confidential UMG documents straight to Kendrick's legal team. Fans are shocked. The industry is shaken. And behind the scenes, emotions are boiling over, allegiances are being tested, friendships are crumbling. And the question on everyone's lips is this the end of Drake's reign? Or just the beginning of Kendrick's industry takedown? Buckle up, because what you're about to hear, They didn't want you to know, you are not ready for this level of drama. Everything you thought you knew about the Drake and Kendrick beef? Throw it out the window, because what's unfolding behind the scenes is way bigger than music. It's betrayal, power, control, and the fall of an empire that once ruled the industry with an iron grip. And it all started with one unexpected move: a lawsuit. It was late August when court documents suddenly leaked online documents that appeared to show Kendrick Lamar filing an official lawsuit not just against Drake, but directly naming Universal Music Group. The internet went into full meltdown. Fans were confused. Headlines popped up everywhere. Why would Kendrick sue the biggest label in the game? What was he really after? But see, that's the thing. This wasn't just a copyright claim or defamation suit. Nah, this was something darker. According to the documents, Kendrick's team accused UMG of systemic manipulation, blacklisting, and contractual fraud spanning over a decade. Let that sink in, because if what's inside those pages is even half true, it could shake the foundations of the music industry, and here's where it gets even messier. Sources close to both camps say that Kendrick had help. And not just any help. We're taking someone deep inside the OVO circle. Someone who knew how Drake's deals were structured. Someone who had access to internal memos from UMG. Someone who was ready to burn it all down now. People are pointing fingers at an anonymous source listed in the lawsuit as J.D. Fans immediately started speculating. Who is JD? Is it an insider? A former OVO affiliate? One of Drake's longtime producers? Nobody knows for sure, but the streets are talking and the whispers are getting louder. According to insiders, JD handed over a trove of documents that allegedly exposed how UMG manipulated streaming numbers, ghosted out contracts, and get this created shell artist accounts to funnel royalties away from major black artists. Kendrick's legal team reportedly has emails, wire transfers, and even signed NDA agreements that paint a disturbing picture of corporate greed and control. And the craziest part, some of those emails have Drake's name on them. Now here's where emotions run high. Drake has always been a calculated figure. Some call him a genius. Others say he's a manipulator. But love him or hate him, one thing's for sure: he plays to win. And when the lawsuit hit the internet, he didn't post a single word. No tweet, no statement, just silence. That alone made fans suspicious. Behind the scenes, people close to Drake say he was livid. He reportedly called an emergency meeting at his Toronto mansion with his inner circle. According to a source who was in the room, he smashed his phone, cursed out two of his lawyers, and said, "They really trying to take me out like I'm some pawn. Nah, I'm the king." Meanwhile, Kendrick was moving different, silent, focused. But fans started noticing something strange. Old tweets from Kendrick's burner account, yes. He apparently has one resurfaced, cryptic stuff. Things like contracts don't scare me. Truth always wins. The revolution won't. Be televised, it'll be streamed. People were divided. Kendrick's fans stood by him, calling him brave for taking on the machine. Drake's supporters accused him of clout chasing and trying to stay relevant. And then, in the middle of all that, a surprising voice entered the chat. J-Z.yes. J-Z.sources say that after seeing the lawsuit, Jay personally reached out to Kendrick and offered support. Not financial, no. This wasn't about money, but legal resources. People close to Roc Nation say Jay has been waiting for someone to challenge UMG for years. He sees Kendrick as the perfect storm, one insider said. Smart, clean, and with nothing to lose. And that's what scares UMG, because while Drake might be the golden boy, Kendrick is unpredictable. He's the type to disappear for 5 years, then come back with an album that wins a Pulitzer. And now, he's not just fighting for himself, he's exposing a system that has allegedly silenced dozens of artists, but here's the twist that had fans reeling. According to newly leaked audio someone from the OVO camp recorded a private conversation between two UMG executives. In the clip, you can hear them panicking about the lawsuit. One voice says, "We need to get ahead of this. Kendrick wins, he opens the door for everyone else." The other responds, "Shut him down. Dig into his family, find anything." Wait, pause. They said dig into his family. That's when things got personal. Kendrick's single quotes cousin, an up-and-coming artist named Talo, suddenly posted a cryptic video on Instagram. In it, he's sitting in a car, visibly emotional, saying, "They really trying to hurt my family over this lawsuit? Didn't ask to be in this. I'm just trying to make music." The video disappeared minutes later, but not before fans screen recorded it and spread it like wildfire. That's when people realized this wasn't just about Drake and Kendrick anymore. This was about an entire machine fighting to stay alive. Anyone who threatened it was. Now a target. Rumors started flying. Stories of other artists who tried to go against the label and vanished. NDA leaks. Suddenly, old tweets from artists like JoJo, Tanash, Hey, and even Frank Ocean started resurfacing tweets where they hinted at industry pressure and silent wars. And all of it pointed back to the same place. So now the question was, if Grilly is hiding something, why pick a fight with Kendrick Lamar? Did they underestimate him? Did they think he wouldn't fight back? Or was it all part of a bigger plan? From the jump, it was clear this wasn't just a diss. This was a counterattack. And Drake didn't hold back. He name-dropped Kendrick's legal team, called out Pajilang by name, and in the second verse dropped a bar that had fans screaming, "You." Taken lawsuits like, "I ain't got 10 of those, your lawyer sent threats. I just sent envelopes." But the real bomb came in verse 4. That's where Drake made a claim no one saw coming. He said that Kendrick's lawsuit was being funded by a rival label exec, someone allegedly fired by UMG back in 2017. Drake referred to him only as the ghost of the boardroom. But fans quickly connected the dots. They believe he's referring to Lionel Brooks, a former high-level executive who was ousted after a massive internal investigation. Brooks has stayed out of the spotlight since then. But rumor has it, he's been quietly funding small indie labels and now potentially Kendrick's entire legal campaign. True, this changes everything. Because now it's not just Kendrick versus Drake. It's power versus power. It's legacy versus revenge. Drake's single quotes as track also included recordings. Yes, actual voice recordings embedded into the song. One clip sounded like an old voicemail left on Drake's phone by a former PG Long associate. The voice says, "You really think Kendrick's clean? Ask about his masters. Ask about that Vegas contract." Fans immediately speculated that this could hint at Kendrick's own secrets, possibly deals made under the radar. or hidden connections to people he's claimed to fight against. The reaction? Knicks DeVoe fans celebrated. They called the track a flawless victory and said Drake reminded the world why he runs the game. Some even claimed he flipped the narrative in under 10 minutes, but Kendrick's supporters fired back within hours. PG Lung posted a blurry photo on Instagram of a contract marked confidential with a caption. They said, "Play dirty, bet." The comments section blew up. People started decoding the photo, zooming in, speculating it might be the original OVO deal Drake signed with UMG back in 2009, with rumored clauses that gave the label full control of certain releases. And then, another twist. A woman named Alana Tate, Kwu claimed to be a former assistant for UMG's legal team, posted a TikTok saying she was ready to speak her truth. In her video, which has since been taken down for legal review, Alana claimed that there were entire vaults of scrubbed artist data, NDAs that were routinely forged, and worst of all, payments to third parties used to silence whistleblowers. She ended the video by saying, "Kendrick ain't lying. And if Drake knows what I know, he's stuck." The video had over 6 million views before it was removed. And now people are asking, was this bigger than both of them all along? And while all this was happening, Kendrick was quiet, too quiet, until he WASN single quotes 2 days after Sealed Files dropped. Kendrick released a surprise video called The Deposition. Not a song, not a freestyle. It was a short film, 5 minutes, black and white, shot in a dimly lit room with a single desk. And Kendrick seated across from an actor playing a high-powered music exec. The entire video is scripted like a legal deposition. The actor says, "Did you sign the agreement under pressure?" Kendrick stares directly into the camera and says, "Pressure, don't move me. I move pressure." The film then cuts to flashes of shredded papers, dim rooms, protesters holding signs that read "Free the Artists," and short audio clips of trip styes, and short audio clips of anonymous voices saying things like, "They told me I had to do it and I was scared to speak." The internet went wild. Fans said Kendrick had turned this lawsuit into art. Others called it the most genius clapback they'd ever seen. And then the biggest surprise of all, Kendrick's legal team filed a subpoena to depose Drake in person. That's right. According to court documents, Kendrick's lawyers want to bring Drake into a courtroom to testify under oath about UMG's internal practices. And the moment that news broke, fans lost it. If they get Drake on the stand, it's over. One user posted on X, "This the Netflix doc in real time." Another said ... And while the legal wheels were turning, more unexpected voices started chiming in. Childish Gambino tweeted, "Been watching this unfold. Everything you think you know about the industry, you don't." Even Solange posted a cryptic Instagram story that read, "Some of us left the table because we saw what they were serving." People started connecting dots between artists who had gone quiet or left major labels. Was there a pattern? Was this just the tip of the iceberg? Meanwhile, inside the OVO camp, there was chaos. Reports emerged that 2 major OVO-affiliated producers had stepped back from Drake's projects. Insiders said they felt betrayed after learning how involved UMG had been in their royalties and didn't want to get caught in legal crossfire. And then, another leak. That this time from Spotify itself. An anonymous Spotify employee posted on a private forum that certain artist playlists had been manipulated through third-party data, and that some songs had artificial engagement boosts, allegedly paid for by external music groups. Once again, fans started piecing it all together. Was Kendrick's lawsuit about more than contracts? Was it about exposing how the entire music game has been rigged? And yet, through all this madness, Drake didn't respond. He didn't post. He didn't tweet. Nothing. Some say he was strategizing. Others said he was panicking, but sources close to Kendrick claimed they were preparing one final legal blow-a request to audit not just Drake's label, but Universal Music Group's entire hip-hop division. If approved, that audit could uncover decades of hidden payments, fake accounts, ghost contracts, and more. But one thing was certain: whatever happened next, there would be no going back. And that takes us straight into part 4. Because when courtrooms open, secrets spill. And what's coming? It could be the biggest takedown the industry's ever seen. So now here we are, standing at the edge of what could be the most earth-shattering moment in hip-hop history. What started as a lyrical feud between two of the greatest rappers of this generation has spiraled into a full-scale industry war with lawsuits, leaked audio, anonymous insiders, and accusations of chart manipulation, contract fraud, and silencing. Artist Kendrick Lamar didn't just take aim at Drake. He pulled back the curtain on Universal Music Group, the most powerful label in the game. And Drake, whether you believe he's complicit or just caught in the crossfire, his silence and sudden lyrical retaliation only added more fuel to the fire. We've got voice memos, ghost contracts, hacked metadata, executive confessions, and now subpoenas that could force some of the biggest names in music to testify under oath. And let's be real, this is bigger than beef. This is the kind of drama they make documentaries about. And the craziest part? This story ain't even close to over, with Kendrick's team pushing for a full audit of UMG's hip-hop division. We might be weeks or even days away from uncovering some next-level secrets that could shake the entire foundation of the music industry. So now we gotta ask you, the real ones watching this, what do you think is really going on behind the scenes? Is Kendrick fighting for justice? Is Drake protecting a crumbling empire? Or is this all just a brilliant distraction for something even deeper? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear everything. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because the next chapter of this wild saga is coming real soon. And you already know we're going to be the first to break it. This is the story they don't want you to see, but we're telling it anyway. Until next time, stay woke, stay loud, and stay tuned. Stay tuned. And what about Drake? Is he just a pawn in this war? Or was he a willing participant? That's where part 2 picks up, because what happened next changed everything. An unexpected betrayal, a leaked phone call, and a major label executive caught red-handed when we left off. Kendrick had just filed a lawsuit against Drake and Universal Music Group, triggering shockwaves across the industry. Confidential documents, a potential mole inside OVO, and a recorded convo exposing UMG execs talking about digging into Kendrick's family. That was already wild. But part 2 is where things go from dangerous to explosive. Days after the first leak hit the internet, fans woke up to yet another shocker. A private phone call between a high-ranking Universal executive and a man whose voice sounded eerily similar to Drake's was posted anonymously on a hidden Reddit thread. Within hours, the audio was all over social media. And in the clip, you can hear the two men calmly discussing damage control and, what's worse, referencing payment to a digital security firm to scrub old metadata from streaming platforms. The voice alleged to be Drake is heard saying they can't trace the bundles if the metadata is gone. You feel me? It's about narrative now, not facts. And the exec replies, "We'll handle Kendrick. We've done it before. We'll do it again." The internet lost its mind. Fans were in an uproar. Even people who had been defending Drake started backing off. Tweets poured in saying things like, "Nah, this ain't even rap beef anymore. This is real life shady. And if Drake's involved in cleaning data to manipulate charts, we need the Grammys to run that whole investigation." Meanwhile, Kendrick's legal team wasted no time. They immediately filed a motion to include the audio recording as part of their case. Though the authenticity of the voices hadn't yet been confirmed publicly, word was spreading that the Kendrick camp had already hired voice print analysts, meaning they were ready to prove that the voices were real. And just when things couldn't get more chaotic, an unexpected betrayal shook OVO to the core. Someone from Drake's inner Cirque, allegedly a longtime bodyguard and security advisor, reportedly flipped. He signed a limited immunity deal with Kendrick's attorneys in exchange for revealing sensitive internal communications between Drake's team and dating. Back to 2018. And get this. One of those emails allegedly showed a discussion about delaying Kendrick's release of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by applying pressure on distributors and influencers to limit promotion. Yes, you heard that right. According to these emails, there was a coordinated effort to block Kendrick's comeback. If that's true, then this lawsuit isn't just about control, it's about sabotage. And Kendrick is playing chess, not checkers. Sources say he knew this was coming for years. Apparently, ever since his departure from TDE and creation of PG Long, Kendrick had been documenting incidents, building a file, and slowly piecing together a case. One insider even claimed Kendrick been moving like a journalist, quiet, intentional, and ready to expose the whole damn system. Now at this point, the public started turning. Even artists who had previously stayed silent began to speak up. J. Cole tweeted, "I've seen too much in this game. Some of y'all owe Kendrick more than you know." And just hours later, Nonam posted, "What's happening right now is historical. Don't sleep." But not everyone was on Kendrick's side. OVO loyalists came out swinging. 40, Drake's producer and longtime friend, posted a vague tweet that read, "They want war, but they ain't built for blood." And OVO Sound Radio dropped a surprise that included multiple subliminal disses aimed at Kendrick lyrics, referencing lawsuits, fake prophets, and black messiahs with white lawyers. That's when Kendrick responded, "Manat," with words. He showed up unannounced at a community event in Compton, surrounded by kids, families, and local artists. No entourage, no press, just Kendrick, a mic, and a message. "Truth doesn't need to shout," he said, standing on a small stage. "They want you scared. They want you silent. But I'm not scared, and I damn sure ain't silent." The crowd erupted. And later that night, PG Lang's official Instagram posted a single image, a chessboard with the caption, "Your move." And it worked, because the very next day, UMG issued its first public statement. It was short, only 3 sentences, but it said everything. Universal Music Group denies any and all allegations made in the pending legal matter. "We intend to defend ourselves vigorously and believe the claims are without merit. We will not be commenting further at this time." Translation: They're scared, and Drake still silent, but silence doesn't mean peace, 'cause that same week, a major leak hit YouTube, a 2016 OVO group chat between several artists and executives discussing playlist placements. In it, users casually mentioned buying top slots and rotating blackball targets. One even said, "We got K. frozen till he signs." Again, fans were stunned. Was this the smoking gun? By now, the industry was panicking. Labels were scrambling to review contracts. Streaming platforms started quietly removing certain bot-generated playlists. And Spotify even posted a vague blog about updating internal integrity tools. But the most shocking moment came when Kendrick's mother, his mother, broke her silence in a heartfelt video posted to social media. In the video, she's sitting in a modest living room, holding a framed picture of Kendrick as a teenager. Through tears, she says, "They've tried to tear my son down. They've threatened us, but he keeps going. He was born with purpose. And this industry didn't give him that tit. Can't take it away." Emotions ran high. Fans cried. Fellow artists reposted the video. And at that moment, the lawsuit became bigger than business. It became personal. And just when things felt like they couldn't get any heavier, Kendrick dropped a 2-minute freestyle on PG Long's channel. No beat, no hook. Just raw vocals. He rapped, "I gave you silence, you gave me shade. They tried to blackball the light, I still made waves from OVO to UMG." Y'all worship the pay, but I'm here for the ones they told to stay in. They placed, they rewrote the charts. I rewrote fate. This ain't a diss song. This a court date. The internet exploded. Headlines ran wild. Even CNN covered it. Why ECNN? The lawsuit had officially broken into the mainstream, and that's when Drake finally moved. He posted a photo on Instagram. No caption, just a dimly lit image of a chessboard with one piece tipped over, and within minutes, the internet started decoding it. Was it surrender? Was it strategy? Or was it a warning? Because according to multiple insiders, Drake had one last card to play, something big, something that could flip the entire narrative. And he was about to drop it, not in court, but on a track. Because when all else fails in hip-hop, there's one way to shift the narrative. You drop a bomb. Part 3 picks up with Drake's response. And what's on that track? Nobody expected, not even Kendrick. Stay tuned. The night was quiet, too quiet. After weeks of chaos, lawsuits, leaks, freestyles, and emotional statements from family members, the internet felt like it was holding its breath. Everyone knew something was coming. And when Drake finally broke his silence, he didn't do it through lawyers, didn't do a press tour, did what Drake always does when he's cornered. He dropped music. But this wasn't just any track. This was a 10-minute lyrical assault titled Sealed Files, No Rollout, no announcement. It went live at 11:47 p.m. on OVO Radio, and within 3 minutes it had already been ripped, uploaded to YouTube, and was trending on Twitter. And when people heard the lyrics, jaws dropped. The track opens with a haunting piano loop and Drake whispering, "They tried to silence the owl. Now I'm back from the ashes. Truth in my vault. Lies in their stashes."